Farr signing. Well, first of all, he's not
They're
going to do
getting really big rated on that signing.
well.
I don't know
I,
why.
that's interesting to me. I think he is going to have a good year, but at the same time, it's funny because he only does good with the Padres. But also,
If he does horrible, like that contract's gonna suck.
yeah, that's true. But Gabe, did you see? I'm sure you saw the stat where it's like Juan Soto's making 95% of the Braves' entire lineup salary.
You know
I'm
what? He's making that
confused
much
though.
money, but I also saw a stat where we're not like the highest payroll in baseball
Oh,
anymore.
you're
Or something
actually
like
under
that.
the luxury tax right now. I'm pretty sure,
You know,
which is crazy.
I'm
That
not
can't
gonna lie though.
continue.
Why would the Padres not re-sign Profar if that's only as much as he was asking
Well,
for? They
there's
lost Snell, so like you already lost a lot of.
here's
You
Chris,
still have a
it's
lot of money.
complicated. Basically, I can give you the exact reason. Basically, they're having a lawsuit arguing about their ownership. So it's like their former owner who passed away, it's his kids. They're fighting in court about who's the
Mm-hmm.
owner, so they can't spend any money this offseason.
That sucks.
So
Oh,
Very
they
bad
might
news.
be selling like everybody. Like I've heard Fernando
interesting.
Tatis trade rumors. It's kind of crazy.
I
Whoa.
hope he comes to the Phillies.
Yeah, Gabe, I just looked up the Mets
I
payroll. They're currently at 275 mil, which is under
Oh,
the
Jake.
salary cap, the luxury
You
tax,
know
which is
who
crazy.
I actually did forget about a signing that just clicked in my head. After we ended our last episode, literally a minute later, Justin Verlander signed with the Giants.
Oh, true. Honestly, I forgot about that. That's gonna be like a nothing burger signing. He's not gonna do
I
it.
know, but it's kind of funny though. Like that was the second time on an episode where like a minute later someone signed and we were like,
Do you
oh,
know
we
how
could
much
add
he's
this in
been
the
paid?
episode.
Max
yeah.
Scherzer is getting looks
Pete
too,
Alonso is going to sign
Um,
in like 5 minutes after we start recording today.
probably.
it's very possible.
The Mets fans want him. They're shouting.
I got
He doesn't seem like he
oh
wants to go back
a
there. He does not
rumor.
seem like he wants to go
Or
back
no, it's
there. I
not
don't
even
know
a
why,
rumor.
but
A confirmation dropped though in hockey. Did you guys see Utah thinking about their name for the NHL?
Yeah,
I did see with the Yetis.
So
Yeah,
yeah
I
they
saw that
rejected
yeah,
the
Yeti was
Yetis,
pretty
so
right,
dope.
they can't do the Yetis due to
bro?
trademark issues. So I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce this right, but the three names that they were rocking with was obviously the name that they have now, which is horrible. Do not stay with the Utah Hockey Club. That is
Washington
horrible.
football team.
That is awful. Do not stay with that. The other one is called the Utah Wasatch. I want to say it's pronounced. It's WASATCH,
so they
which
shouldn't do
is
that one.
well, no, I looked it up. So that's basically a mountain range that they have in Utah.
Interesting.
Okay.
And then the last
Isn't
name that
that
they
kind of
got,
like the
which I think
Rockies
the
though?
last name that they got, which is my personal favorite, and I think that they should go with it because it goes along with the ice theme. I like the Utah Mammoth. That's pretty fire.
Yeah, the Mammoth is
Utah
good. I
Mammoth is
mean,
pretty sick.
I don't care about trademarks. They should have gone with the Yeti. It's by
I
far the
agree.
best
No, I
name.
agree. The Yeti was a perfect name, but like the Utah Mammoth is still really like that logo could be pretty sick too.
Yeah, and they'll have a mascot at least, unlike
The Mammoth, the
Yeah.
Mammoth
club
will hold the hockey
Utah
stick with its
hockey
trunk
team.
while also hitting the puck with it. Like it'd be pretty
Are
sick.
you,
That'll be funny.
Chris, are you going to
You know,
talk about like the biggest trade of all time in NHL history that went down since we last
oh yeah,
recorded?
yeah. Of course, I'm gonna bring that up. That's what I was just about to get into because
Literally like the biggest trade in NHL
I've
regular
sat
season history.
here
It's kind
and
of crazy.
spoke about this man for so long now, and how bad I wanted him to come to Philly, and like this team right here does not know how to get big names. They don't know how to get a big name. I'm just sitting here, just twiddling my thumbs, waiting for something to come. You know what they could give to me? Oh yeah, the top guys on the trade deadline board are Rasmus Ristolainen, Morgan Frost, and Scott Lawton. You know what's not going to work as a hockey team? What's not going to work is going and just keep drafting and drafting and drafting because then you're going to have no mentors because you want to give away Scott Lawton and then you got no mentors. You're going to go nowhere. It makes no sense. I'm just like very upset with the way they're going in this direction. Like, obviously, I want to get rid of Ristolainen, though. He's getting paid too much. He's having a good year. You can get a first round out of him. Bye. Go. You did nothing the other years you were here. I don't care. That aside, though, yes. Mikko Rantanen got traded out of Colorado to the Carolina Hurricanes, and I'm pretty upset about it. He actually
Yeah.
got offered to stay, too. It was an 11-by-8 or 8-by-11.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he could still leave in free agency. Like they didn't sign him to an extension or anything. So
I know, but if this dude's saying that he's willing to take a pay cut too, and like he's not just like a player. Like I love his size. He's great at battling for the puck. Like he uses his size to hit people, and he's very talented on the playmaking side. He's a great goal scorer. I mean, you can't not. I thought if anything too, I thought they would have gotten rid of Landeskog before they get rid of Randon for the sole factor that Landeskog's injury prone. I get it, he's the captain, but he's injury prone and he's also getting paid still a high amount. So
Yeah, I don't
Colorado,
know.
that was a really stupid move by
I
Ben.
think
I
their hands
honestly
were
got a
kind of
question
tied.
for you. I got a question for you
Yeah.
though, because two of my best friends who are really big hockey fans, they see this totally different than I do. What do you see in Martin H's? Like, I really want to know. I'm not saying the kid's bad whatsoever. He's just not Mikko Rantanen. He's not.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, he's most certainly not. The issue is they didn't want to lose him for nothing. They wanted to try and keep their window
Of
open
course, and I
longer.
understand. But let me put it this way: do you see Martin H as an all-star? Do you see him as a borderline all-star? Do you see him as a solid, like, semi-big role player? Like, what do you
I
see in
mean, I
him? Because
definitely see him. I see him as a solid top line, like first line forward. He could definitely become an all-star. I don't think he's there yet. But he's definitely like a first liner on a championship team for sure. Like he's not a bad player. It's just obviously you're trading a top 5 player in the league. Like
that's what I'm saying.
You're never
That's
gonna
what
get
my
back
two buddies
the
would not understand from me. Like you're getting rid of a top 5 player. Jake, I know you're not the biggest hockey guy, but that's like in terms trading like Aaron Judge for like a Josh Bell. Like it's like or
Okay,
no,
Like,
that's a
maybe
little
not
bit of a
Josh Bell.
stretch.
Maybe
that's
not Josh Bell. I'm
that's
pushing it because
crazy.
I don't like
Also,
Martin H's, but like that's like
Judge is the
trading
best
him
player
for
in the
like
league.
a
Like,
maybe for like a Santander. Like that's a better
Yeah, I
what did
like
they
guess
get
that's
in
a
return? What did they get in return?
they got like Martin H's and like wait, they got
yeah,
like picks,
they got a role
not high
player. They
picks.
got Drury. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think like it was a fair trade because Carolina is trying to win this year. If they lose Rantanen in the
They're done.
offseason,
They're cooked.
it's whatever. But Colorado has a way better core, so they wanted to extend that out as long as possible.
Yeah, but
So
if I'm Colorado, there's no way in hell if you think I'm losing either Rannon, McCarr, or McKinnon. Those three, I'm 100% keeping over
exactly,
any.
but I don't think they could afford all three because
Yeah,
there's
I was
no
gonna
way.
say, is it a
It
salary issue?
if you pay Rantanen, like
Yes, but
yes,
salary's going up in hockey.
yes, but if you pay Rantanen, like you're gonna have no depth. And look at like Edmonton before they restructured their roster like 3 years ago. It was it was just McDavid and Draisaitl, no depth, and they didn't even make the playoffs. Like it doesn't work in hockey. Like you have to have solid depth. So I get it from both perspectives, but it's just unfortunate when you have to trade a top 5 player. It's not very fun.
I got a question for you, Jake.
What's
Do
up?
you think, because this is also a part of the news, do you think Jimmy Butler gets traded? And if he
I think
does, is
he
Beal
has
a part of this trade?
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. The crazy. I saw a thing about Beal where it's like
Or
they're
does
like
Butler get
heckling his
traded for Paul
family. That's crazy.
George?
I don't think he's
That's
going back to
dude.
the
That
Sixers.
was some random person that made that up. That's not happening. Joel Embiid is not pushing for the
At Paul
Sixers to trade for
George,
Jimmy Butler. That makes no
I'm
sense.
adding Paul George real quick. You were pretty stupid to try and drive down Broad Street after the Eagles won.
Dude, that video
You
was
were
so
pretty
funny. He looked
stupid.
so pissed.
But
Yeah.
yes, go on though, Jake.
No,
Let
I
me hear
think
you cook.
he has to get traded. I mean, I saw a video today on Instagram where
Indefinitely suspended.
his card was getting declined, which was so funny.
I seen a video where they took the meme of the dude walking in the Jets practice facility. He's
Oh,
like,
Jamal
"Look, why
Adams,
isn't it
yeah.
working?"
Yeah, it's funny. I think Gabe might be happy about this one. I think he actually might go to the Warriors. I think that's the best fit for him.
You
I know the
know,
Warriors and Steph is gonna get a
Here's
like
my
what is it, fifth ring now? Like, yeah.
here's what I've been
Math.
weird
seeing.
man. He literally pulled an AJ Brown though by just up and leaving. Like that's like this is 100% an Antonio Brown thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing a 3-team trade with the Bulls, the Suns, or maybe
I
even
don't
a
like the
4-team trade with the
Bulls.
Bucks. The Bulls would take
I've
Bradley
heard the
Beal.
box. I like the box for
Yeah,
Butler.
because I think
I
the
do.
Bucks are also trying to get rid of Chris Middleton. So I feel like it's definitely going to
And
be
they're still
more
trying
than a
to
two-team
win. The
trade,
Bucks
just with the
still
way the
want to win.
salaries are working. Um,
The
it's going to be
Miami
more
Heat's
than.
window is shut. Their window is shut. Milwaukee wants to win still, though.
I mean, I don't know if the Heat's window is shut. They have some good young players. Like if they get another star back, then it's definitely still open. The Bucks window is shut. The Bucks window is 100%
not if
shut.
they get
And
Butler.
Butler is not going to do anything for them. Honestly,
Butler,
Butler does not
Dame,
fit
and
that roster at
Giannis and
all.
Portis. Nah, I like that. Brooke Lopez.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
I like that.
I think they might have to trade Portis if they get Butler. But yeah, I here's the issue. In the East, like none of these teams are going to beat Boston. Like it's just not going to happen.
I think the
Maybe the
Knicks.
Knicks,
I
but
honestly do think the Knicks could. Again, this is coming from
Sure.
us too.
I don't.
Yes,
By the
sir.
way,
I don't.
here's what I think is going to happen with Jimmy Butler. I think there's going to be a massive, like, ginormous trade right before the deadline, or I don't know, it could be a couple days before, whatever. It's going to involve and like I'm not even saying this because I'm a
Here
Nets
comes the
fan.
Nets.
I'm dead serious when I say this. I've seen so many rumors at this point. It's just we're like a small franchise, so it's not really that crazy, or there's not a lot of
Here comes
popularity
the
around it.
Nets.
It's going to be the Heat, Bucks, and Nets. Giannis is going to go to Brooklyn. There's a lot of interest. No, I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Giannis is going to go to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah.
It sounds
Giannis is
crazy.
not getting traded mid-season, bro. It's not.
There seems to be a
First
lot
off,
of
he
interest
wouldn't
from
get traded
Brooklyn.
mid-season.
And
Second of all,
Sean
he's
Marks
not
can get
getting
in
traded to
stars.
Brooklyn.
Cooper Flag, the potential Cooper Flag pick from Brooklyn is going to be involved there. Jimmy Butler might go to, I guess it would be Milwaukee at that point. I don't know how that really works itself out, but
Milwaukee
I
does
honestly
not
think
do
it
that
could.
trade. They decline
But
and
if you
hang up the
trade,
phone.
okay, but here's the issue: if you trade for Giannis at the trade deadline, then the Brooklyn pick is going to lose all value because Giannis is going to add like 12 wins by himself.
Wait, so
You never know
what?
with this team.
Milwaukee just replaces Giannis with Butler? That's crazy.
It sounds crazy. I feel like there has to
It
be
sounds,
like that's
it
just
sounds
what
like a
I've
losing
seen.
trade for Milwaukee.
It does,
Uh,
which is why I think that there's probably more involved. Maybe Tyler Hero. He's pretty
Um,
valuable.
I wouldn't call it crazy if you said that you guys got Giannis in the offseason, but there's no way that Giannis gets traded mid.
I don't think anybody
Players
wants to
like that
trade him
don't
in the
get traded
offseason, to be
mid-season.
honest.
Just
I think
it
if
doesn't.
we acquire a star at this point, it has to be via trade. I don't think
all
anybody wants
right.
to come to Brooklyn.
Next up, though, I got an honest to God question because I've been sitting and thinking about this. I know Ben's going to have the same thoughts that I have. And I want to know from the two outsiders who aren't Philly fans.
Yeah.
I want the thoughts on this. Ben, it's a simple question. I just want a thought. What do you think about Josh Harris? I just want a thought.
This is my thought is just laughter. That's I don't want to go too much into depth, but I feel like there's got to be some sort of Geneva Convention rule that an owner cannot own sports teams from different cities, especially rival sports teams. Like you own the Devils, the Sixers, and the Commanders. Like great, he's done great work for the Commanders. That's fine. Just sell the Sixers and the Devils. Like
Listen, I'm going to tell you this. I hate Josh Harris. I do. And it's not because of him owning the Devils and, the Commanders. It's not just about the fact that he was pushing for a new stadium in the city, which I very much so despised. It's the fact that he's greedy with his money. It's 100% obvious. And it's the fact that the Sixers are the only Instagram page that have yet to congratulate the Eagles. And it's because Josh Harris is a salty little loser. If you're a loser, just say that.
Wait, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and guess what? If you heard, there is another owner who owns a football team and is open to buying the Celtics, aka where he is from. Has anybody seen the rumor? If Jeffrey Lurie buys the Celtics, I might openly root for the Celtics until Josh Harris leaves the city. I truly mean that. Guess what? Sixers games are at $1 right now, and I don't even want to spend that $1 to go over there because I don't want to fund him any type of money.
Wait, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Boston's like top 3 in sale price for any basketball team. That's crazy.
Yeah,
They have
Jeffrey Lurie's planning
they're
on
for
buying
sale.
I know
They are
it's
for
always gonna
sale.
be
That
the
is a
Knicks,
fact.
Warriors, and Lakers, and like the Celtics are probably right behind them if I had to guess. Yeah.
Jeffrey Lurie is my boy, and he wants to buy him. So guess what? I want him to buy him and just beat up on Josh Harris even more.
I'm not
Well,
a fan of people owning more than one team, regardless of the sport. And I see it. I'm a big Manchester United fan, and I'm sure Ben is probably somewhat familiar with this situation that we have. But the Glazers currently own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well as Manchester United, and they just recently sold 25% of United, and it was everybody's pushing them to sell the entire thing because it just seems like all of their focus and all of their money and all their time only goes into the Buccaneers. They don't care about
Yep.
United. They're just, giving them money to buy these terrible players that don't work out. And it seems like there's no attention being paid to the other
True.
franchise. I'm just not a fan. I feel like if you're going to own a team, that's a lot of commitment. Just make it one team. You can
Alright.
own the stadium as well. Don't get me wrong. You can own the arena, stadium, whatever. Just, I don't think you should own more than one team.
I agree, Gabe. I agree. Because it's like, if you truly care about your team, you shouldn't be focusing on any other teams, really. Like, just one person, one company, whatever, per team, I think is fair.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, only because I just don't know if there's enough people to where that could physically work. Like, I don't know if there's enough billionaires that could, or corporations that could separately own teams in a good manner.
See, this is
Yeah,
what you do with that situation. Here's what you do is you get people that can own 50, 25, even 10% of a team, and 50, 75, 90% of that team is all publicly funded, and it goes to the stock market, and fans can buy stock in it.
Like the Packers?
Packers do that, but I also think it's weird with Manchester
Every team in the
because
German
it's a publicly
soccer
traded
league does
stock. I'm
that.
just not sure if it's actual direct ownership of the team, but a lot of lower tier teams in England, Scotland, all over the UK, they do that, and it seems to be pretty
Hey,
popular.
In Germany, they have a law, actual law from the government. That's the 50+1 rule. So fans have to own 51% of the team.
There you go. I mean, and
Gabe.
I just like that a lot.
That will never
You know
happen in
what-
America though, because they're
You
No
know what
chance.
happened? You know what happened when we were on break, Gabe?
What happened when we were on break?
Bare knuckle.
Oh, they sold out Wells Fargo.
They did.
They
You know
did.
something cool about
That's
that?
crazy,
I'm not gonna
bro.
lie. I watched a little bit of it because I was like locked in, obviously, on some other stuff. But do you know Garbarino?
Where am I
He's
hearing
the
that?
guy that they call the cannoli man.
Oh yeah, no, I did see that with the cannolis with McGregor, and then he proposed to his now fiance
yes.
after his fight.
After he knocked out his opponent, he proposed to his girlfriend.
Yeah, I did.
I met him on Broad Street.
He stormed. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
down to earth guy,
Uh,
real cool dude.
the classic
Shout out
Chris
Garbarino.
photo. Every episode, Chris has a photo with somebody.
Yeah, every single
So
time,
funny.
without fail.
Yeah, not gonna lie there. Shout out Garbarino. Like he was
Yeah,
a
that's
cool
awesome.
dude. That was a real fun guy. That aside, the last piece of news that I got though, and then we're moving in. Jake, how are you feeling about the MLB The Show cover? I know you like it. I know you like it.
Finally, something
Did either
creative,
of you two see it?
inventive.
The cover
So
is
fun.
Ellie De La Cruz, Gunnar Henderson, and Paul Skeens.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, they missed out.
Do you know why they did that, Jake? There's backstory to it.
There is.
Yes.
Okay, before you
If
say
you
the
look
backstory,
closely, the backstory is this is the first MLB The Show game where in Road to the Show, you're going to have 3 different options, being you get to start your career in high school, college, or international. That's why they put all 3 of them, because Gunnar was drafted out of high school,
that's sick.
Paul was drafted out of college, and Ellie was drafted as an international.
Chris, it's crazy you say that because I saw on the cover they have like the different like stages of
the
their
little
careers
things
next
right
to
beside
them.
it. That's
Yeah,
why it says
and
LSU.
I saw the Louisville Bats next to, or sorry, the LSU Tigers next to Paul Skeens, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy that they're actually putting
That's
that
the
on the
new
cover.
thing.
And then of course I saw like the Louisville Bats with Ellie De La Cruz, and then I didn't recognize the logo with Gunnar Henderson, but I guess that's his high school, which is crazy.
Yep,
That's insane.
that's the new thing.
That is so cool. I love the way
Hey,
that they.
Ben, do you two like the
They did
cover?
it
I
too.
love it.
I think it's really cool. I always love
Putting 3
covers
stars
when
on the
they use
cover who are
multiple.
gonna run your organization in years down the
Yeah,
line.
well, I always like in every sports game when
Respect
they
it.
use multiple athletes. Obviously, like sometimes there's just like one specific one, but for
Ben.
baseball, they need more athletes. Yeah. Is it
Open.
time? Is it
Okay.
time? Okay. Here we go. Boom.
Fellas, we're doing a mock draft.
Oh,
Okay.
heck yeah!
Start it. Fellas,
Wait. How's it gonna go? Is it gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4? How are we doing this?
we all
This is a
agree
surprise
on
to
it.
me and
We
Gabe, by the way.
just
Gabe, was this a
agree
surprise
on
to
it.
you?
We're
This is
just
the
agreeing
complete
on it.
surprise to me.
We have to agree on it.
Because I haven't done enough research yet, but we'll
We have
see
to
what I
agree
do.
on it. This is okay.
Nah, I
That's
feel
gonna
like we
be
should do 1, 2,
All
3,
right,
4.
fine.
agree
We
on
can
it.
do
It's
one.
forever.
We can do 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is our first mock draft of the year. More of these are gonna be coming. So
All right.
All right.
Hey, you got a bunch of
We
pages
can
up
do
here.
1,
Give
2,
me a
3, 4.
second.
hold
Gabe.
on, let me pull up my.
Gabe, do you want to go
I'll
first?
start us off.
Who's
I'll
okay?
start us off.
You better do the actual guy that's going to be the first pick because it's obvious.
I feel like
Cam Ward.
for the third overall, Jake and I should have to come together on
Cam
some
Ward
sort of
off the
agreement.
board at number 1
do
to
that.
Tennessee.
What?
Let me see it. Cam Ward off the board to Tennessee at number 1.
What that? Okay. I don't condone that pick because there's no way that's going to happen. But go. Okay.
Ben, we'll just go up like this. Ben, you'll do 2. Gabe will do 3. Jake will do 4.
Okay. Well,
And then it'll go back to me again, and we'll just keep doing that.
all right. Well, if
Only for
Cam
the first
Ward
round.
goes off the board, that's kind of crazy. And if that does happen, Cleveland is going to get a ton of phone calls, and they're 100% trading down. But we're not going to do trades because that's incredibly complicated.
Exactly. So just go with the pick.
Are we doing like are we doing like what we think is going to happen or what I would do?
Do what you think is going to happen.
Okay, do what I think is going to happen.
I think Cam Ward's going to Tennessee.
Cleveland at 2, Ben, and Deshaun Watson. Not going to be able, not ready to go next year. Potentially might miss the
Here's
whole
the
season.
issue, okay? Shador is not going to want to Shador is not going to play for Cleveland. It's not going to happen. So they can't go quarterback. So
Okay.
I'm just going to go PBA. The best player in the draft by far. Abdul.
Okay.
Imagine that pass rush. That pass rush
All
is
right.
crazy.
Gabe,
that pass
it's your
rush is
pick.
disgusting.
That's true. Put Myles Garrett on the other side.
Listen, the
Giants pick.
The Giants desperately need a quarterback. However, you can't. It's just like it's so tough when there's one player that's better than another, clearly. So I think they take the risk. They look for a QB in free agency, and they go Travis Hunter at 3.
I do think that is what is going to happen. I
Jake,
think
I hope
you
for
got
it.
the
think the Gi-
Patriots. at
there's a lot
4.
of good like quarterback options this year. Like Sam Darnold's a great option if you can get him.
Okay. With the Patriots, if I'm in all honesty, this is what I think the Patriots are going to do this, at least in this situation. If Travis Hunter's off the board,
I
Abdul
like
Carter,
McMillan.
Abdul Carter's going to be off the board no matter what in this situation. With Shadur Sanders still here, I think the Raiders would most likely move up. And we're not doing trades this time around, but I think realistically they would move back, get some capital because there's
I
so
like
many good players
McMillan here,
available.
though.
McMillan is here, but you also have the first chance to take who you think the best offensive lineman is in the draft, and you need to protect Drake May. So I would draft Will Campbell here from LSU.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Okay.
He can
All
start at
Very
tackle. He can also move inside to guard if they need him to.
I didn't expect this to happen, but Shador's falling further in the top 5.
I honestly expect Shadur to fall because the issue with Shadur is you have that off the field stuff, and there's a little thing in the back of your head that's like if you're like a bad franchise like the Browns, Titans, is Shadur gonna pull an Eli Manning?
And fun fact too, Tom Brady is currently in love with Shadur Sanders apparently.
Yeah,
I think
I think that Shadur to Las Vegas is almost guaranteed to happen. But anyway.
I think this pick is guaranteed to happen. Let me get Mason Graham to Jacksonville.
I like it. I also like his teammate Will Johnson here because their cornerbacks are not good.
Yeah,
I think Mason Graham
is
like a top 3 player in this draft, so I
Him-
really like that pick.
Him with Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen Hines, that's a dangerous defensive line right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's your pick, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, so this is an obvious pick. I don't need to explain it too much, but I will say I'm personally not a huge Shadur guy.
Neither am I.
Honestly, and you guys are gonna call me crazy for this, but I could see Dylan Gabriel hopping up above and getting drafted before Shadur. But the Raiders are definitely taking Shadur, but Dylan Gabriel is about to go up draft boards, so I wanted to point that out. He's probably not going to be a first round pick in our mock. But
They should definitely move
this
Riley
guy's
Leonard all the way down on their draft board. That kid stinks. System
yeah.
quarterback right there.
These rankings are kind of interesting. Why Quinn Ewers is this high? I will never know, but there we go.
Shador, Gabe, it's your pick.
Ooh, both Jets teams for Gabe.
Yeah,
Or
both New
both
York
teams.
teams here.
Yeah.
All right. This is tough here because actually, I don't think it's not that tough. Let me rethink this. Because Shador, oh wait, you just picked Shador. I'm tripping. Okay. So I think the Jets could look at a quarterback here. And Ben was talking about Dylan Gabriel earlier. Now, do they do that?
I don't think they take a quarterback.
I don't
Okay,
think
I'm
it's
just
that
looking.
crazy.
I'm thinking about the Jets draft history.
What's off the board?
They've gone
what's off
Geno
the
Smith
board,
first
I feel
round.
like
They've
they might
gone.
take a quarterback in the second round.
I think I don't know. The Aaron Rodgers' career and future is kind of up in air right now. But if he's there by the draft, I think they're gonna stick with him.
No, but I think they plan on taking a quarterback in the second round.
I don't know.
I-
I do think Gabe's opinion makes sense though, because the amount of quarterbacks that the Jets always draft quarterbacks in the first round. Like
Sam Darnold.
they
you got
overreach
Zach,
on so many quarterbacks.
Zach
But do you think
Wilson.
they're gonna admit defeat about trading for Rodgers that quickly?
I mean, I think
I
Rodgers is going
Rodgers
to
is done,
retire.
to be
If I'm
honest
being
with you.
honest,
And like he has
Really?
to communicate that before.
All
the
right,
draft.
Gabe. What are we cooking here, Gabe?
I think Aaron Rodgers is done in the NFL. The Jets are going to make him communicate that to them before the draft because they can't be confused about what the situation is at QB next year. And I think they go quarterback. I think they go Dylan Gabriel.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
yeah, Dylan
Jake,
Gabriel is going up draft
your
boards like
pick-
crazy because
your pick
he's
to
been awesome at
Carolina,
the Senior
Jake.
Bowl.
Okay, Chris, you were thinking that he might go number 4, but he drops to number 8. Bryce Young looked good towards the end of the year, and he still had almost no weapons with him. And
I like
you just
McMillan there.
you need to help Bryce Young if you want him to succeed in the future. Get Tedderell McMillan off the board now.
McMillan is a beast. He's going to be a stud.
I respect that. Saints. It's a weird pick. This is a weird pick for me. You know, everybody in here knows my team, my college football team. Now, you might be thinking of that I'm going to go with one of the guys that is currently seen on the screen. I'm not. Let me get Jalen Walker.
Interesting.
We're talking about a dude who had the same route as Abdul Carr, could switch over from linebacker to edge, and can do most of the same stuff, just not as immensely talented as Abdul Carter, but still very talented. Very good off the blitz.
So you
as well.
like him? You like him better than his Georgia teammate, Mikael Williams?
Yeah, I do.
Interesting.
I'm a big Michael guy, but I think
right.
Jalen Walker is the bigger talent there.
This pick is going to probably, you guys are just probably not going to agree with it, but I think Ben Johnson wants to have an X factor weapon on offense.
Damn.
And I think the Chicago Bears go Ashton Genty.
That's crazy.
I think Ben Johnson could use him in ways that are inconceivable. And I also think you look at a team like the Philadelphia Eagles, the NFL is a copycat league. You can win with a bell cow running back. And Jalen Hurts is not an S tier QB.
See, Ben, the only thing is, though, they forgo offensive line because their offensive line was terrible.
Yeah, you know what's worse about that? One of the free
I think they're going to spend money on the offensive line. And
Evan Jenkins is their literal starting offensive lineman, and he's in free agency. So,
yeah, well, I think they're going to spend money on their line in free agency, and also you can get linemen in the second round. Like you can't get Ashton Genty in the second round. Like this guy is.
Gabe,
the best running back prospects in Saquon Barkley. So
This is
All
your
right,
pick,
we're off
babe.
to San Francisco. I think this is kind of straightforward. They need a tackle, right?
Kelvin Banks.
Yeah, I'm
Perfect
going
pick
Kelvin
there.
Banks.
In my opinion, I like him more than Campbell. I'm a big Kelvin Banks guy. Jake, that's your pick on Dallas.
It is, and I honestly thought that that Ashton Genty was gonna fall. So now I have to kind of scramble, and I still think they go offense here because their main problem was offense last year. At least
Luther
that's their
Burden.
problem. And I'm just gonna look at my list that I pulled up over
Nasty.
here.
Burden's
And
nasty on that pick.
I mean, I don't think they go O-line here. Their O-line's always been good. Defense, I mean, Will Johnson's staring me in the face, but I mean, they have their defense was injured last year. A lot of guys coming back. And I'm looking at who the best offensive options left on the board are. And I think I would hate this as, a Giants, and you guys probably hate this as an Eagles fan, but I think Tyler Warren would be taken off the board at this point.
That's
I feel
interesting.
like because of
Best
Jake
offensive player
Ferguson,
here.
who's still a good tight end, that they would probably go for Burden.
Here's the thing, though. Tyler Warren is like one of the best tight end prospects we've seen in a minute. He's just a Swiss Army knife. He can do everything. He can play inline. He can block. He's a great route runner. He's a great possession. He's just a great all-around player.
And imagine him with CeeDee Lamb. That's going to be a great combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This pick's
And
kind
I
of
will say,
easy.
we have like the most unique mock draft ever because I've not seen a single mock draft where Tyler Warren does not go to the Colts. So
yeah, it's true.
That's true. My mock
this is
draft
why you
has
watch
him-
the
My
Fan
mock
Frenzy
draft has him
podcast.
going to the Colts too. This pick's pretty straightforward for me here. I'm going with Malachi Starks.
Really? You're not going to protect
100%.
Tua?
No, I think they go the Bears route and go for an offensive lineman too in free agency. I really like Malachi Starks. I mean, he's the best safety in this class. He could easily move over the corner if you need him. Obviously, Will Johnson's the better corner here, but I like what Malachi Starks brings to the table. He can read a play better than Will Johnson can. I like a lot that I see with Malachi. Honest to God, before what I seen from Jalen this year, I thought Malachi was going to be the best out of this draft class, like amongst Georgia players.
Yeah. I'm here with Indianapolis, and I'm thinking I have two options here. I'm either gonna go Will Johnson or Colston Loveland, and two Michigan guys. Tight end
Which
is
Michigan guy do you like more?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Will Johnson is the better player, right?
Mhm.
But
Do you want weapons for Anthony Richardson?
I think you have to do your best to get Anthony Richardson to succeed.
I agree.
Shane Steichen is an offensive coach. And Indianapolis in the past has proven that they draft need over talent pretty consistently. And it's worked out for them sometimes it hasn't. But I'm gonna go Colston Loveland, who is a very underrated player. I mean, he's gonna be a first round pick, but I still think he's underrated because in any other draft, he's the top tight end. But
yeah, I think Tyler Warren definitely shades him a lot. This
Gabe,
yeah,
you are on the clock at Atlanta.
I was between receiver or just anything defensively, honestly, for them.
And they got a great receiver on the board here.
They do, but
I feel like they need edge. I feel like they have to draft an edge. They just got no pass rush at all last year.
Honestly, I'm not really too familiar with Mekhi Williams and James Pierce Jr. Who you guys? I think I was gonna go originally it was between James Pierce Jr. and Luther Burden, but now I'm thinking between the two edges there.
Michael and James are both like pretty close.
Yeah, they're very similar style. Super athletic. Didn't have the most production.
James is more speedy. James relies on his speed more than Michael does, but
yeah, I think they would probably go Mikel. I think he has higher upside.
All right, so let's go Mikel.
Michael Williams off the board. Damn. So I wanted the Eagles to draft.
All right,
Arizona, Jake.
Arizona, they don't have the greatest defense, and I'm looking at one of the best defenders in the draft that fell all the way to 16, or 16 here. Will Johnson's still on the board. I'm taking Will Johnson.
I like that pick.
Yeah, take
That
BPA.
pick.
Yeah.
Oh, Cincy.
This is an interesting pick because
You know what?
they have a certain free agent that
Calling it,
may or may not be
yeah,
back.
that's what I'm gonna bring up. I'm calling it here. T. Higgins is going draft Luther Burden.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think
T.
T. Higgins
Higgins
is going to the Patriots.
I don't know where
think
T. Higgins goes. There was a lot of rumors about the Commanders. I've heard rumors about the Giants. T. Higgins is going.
The T. Higgins Giants rumors have happened for the past 2 years.
Yeah. I think T. Higgins is going to be on the Patriots.
You got
I think
Seattle.
The Patriots is a good.
This is a good pick for Seattle.
Great. I got
Damn
Seattle,
it.
which is the weirdest
Another
draft.
one of my guys right here, man.
All right,
Damn.
I'm going to go into Seattle's mindset and take probably the weirdest pick they could take because they always pick somebody weird. So they need an offensive lineman. They never draft offensive lineman in the first round, pretty much.
Their GM did come out and say that offensive guard is the most overdrafted position in the NFL.
Exactly. I'm going to go with the most Seattle pick of all time, a guy that has a lot of people love him, a lot of people don't like him. I'm going Mike Green out of Marshall.
I like it.
The Thundering Herd. Do
Wow.
I think he's the best edge left on the board? Absolutely not. But
It's definitely Pierce.
The Seattle Seahawks do dumb things.
The Bucks are on the clock. Oh man, that's Gabe's pick with the Bucks.
Hold on, I lost like all my pages here.
The Bucks could realistically do anything, really.
Yeah.
Besides
BPA.
receiver, yeah, I feel like receivers are the one that they.
Wait, no, I like that pick.
I mean, James Pierce Jr. is still there. I feel like they could probably use an edge.
I like corner for them more.
Who's the best corner available right now?
Definitely Benjamin Morrison.
Really?
I like Jahdae Barron apparently has had a lot more hype recently.
I like Ravel, bro. I think he's awesome. But, Trey Amos is also really good. But yeah. I'm not a huge Benjamin Morrison guy.
I think Benjamin Morrison's better than Ravel.
I'm not a huge Benjamin guy, which is crazy, I know.
The rival name.
Let's go. Part of me still thinks James Pierce Jr. Let's go Benjamin Morrison, though.
Jake, you got the next pick, which is the Broncos.
And I think the Broncos and the
receiver here.
I do too. I think the Broncos and Pittsburgh could double up on receiver here. Go to the receivers because it's either Emeka Egbuka or Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden, of course,
I think those are the only two receivers left that could go in the first round is Golden and Egbuka.
Most likely.
Besides maybe Tez Johnson. Yeah, maybe
Tez is going to be really good, but yeah.
And it's kind of like what do they need? Egbuka, he's more of a slot guy. They have Cortland Sutton, but at the same time, Egbuka could definitely play on the outside. Matthew Golden is mainly an outside threat. So I think they go Egbuka here.
Okay. On my mock draft, I had Matthew Golden, but I
think Emeka Egbuka is going to be a really good player. I mean, he looks a lot like Amon-Ra did when he was coming out. So.
Click all for me real quick. Pittsburgh.
Apparently, they could go QB here. It's been rumored that Jalen Milroe, they like him.
Scroll down a little bit. Let's see what we got cooking here.
Oh, this guy is such a Steelers pick.
It definitely could be, but the Steelers are such a weird pick. The Steelers.
This guy is also a Steelers pick right here.
I do think they take an offensive lineman.
Really?
Yeah. I like Josh Simmons. Go Josh Simmons.
Yeah.
He fell
Josh
off.
Simmons. The thing is with this tackle class is there's not really a
T.
true guy
Higgins
that's
is
like,
another guy who could go to Pittsburgh.
yeah. This tackle class is really weird because every single like top tackle prospect, a lot of people think they're going to be
Ben,
guards.
that's your
Yeah,
pick for the
so-
Chargers.
The Chargers. Okay, so this is an interesting pick. Khalil Mack has said he's not retiring, but he could still leave in free agency. I do think he's going to stay, so that cuts Edge off the
The
board.
Eagles were apparently the favorite if he leaves.
That'd be crazy if he goes to the Eagles. I think
That take
I've seen a lot of Colson Loveland in the Chargers, but obviously he's not here now. And
yeah,
think they
I've
do
seen
need
that
to-
too.
I like Matthew Golden here really. 'Cause
Yeah, I mean,
they need a receiver. I mean, if you're throwing to
Golden's a
Ladner,
good pick.
Quinn Golston,
I
or
think
Quinn Johnston,
Kenneth Grant's a really good pick here
here's
too.
the thing.
and his
I
face.
think they're a run-built team, and I think they're going to take arguably the best value pick in the draft, Tyler Booker, like the best interior lineman. He's a guaranteed high-level starter,
I like that
100%
pick.
guaranteed.
I like that pick. I
Gabe?
feel like it kind of shows a
You're on the clock,
Jim
Gabe, with
Harbaugh's
Green Bay.
not going
All
to
right.
shy away from what he's doing.
See, here's why I need your help with college football knowledge.
Nah, this is an easy pick here for Green Bay.
You think? I think
There's
they.
no way he's still sitting here when Green Bay's up. There's no shot.
I feel like they still need a receiver a bit though. No.
They got a lot
They-
of guys.
They have a lot of young receivers, and I think they're betting on one of them to shine through.
I
like
think
here, yeah.
they go corner, 100% they go corner. I
disagree.
they need a corner
You think they go
so badly.
Wait, so Chris, you think they go James Pierce, and Ben, you think they go Siobhan Revel?
I think they go Pierce.
I agree with.
I mean,
I
it
agree with
depends.
He's still,
it depends,
yeah, it's tough because he's still there. He's
If
He's
Pierce
still
was there on
This
the board, they
happens all
will
the time, like-
100% take Pierce.
there's always a top 10 talent that falls. So I don't think it's crazy that James Pierce is still here, especially he didn't put up production last year. Like he just didn't. Now obviously he's like a good
Take your
player, but he
pick.
didn't put up production.
We still got one more segment after this.
let's go James Pierce.
Jake, you're up with Minnesota.
Yep, and I think they take BPA, which also I think helps them out the most. I think Kenneth Grant, they need interior D line,
I had Kenneth Grant by mock draft.
and Kenneth Grant I think is going to be a Viking here.
Yeah. I'm not
I
a
respect that
huge
pick.
Kenneth Grant guy per se.
You
Like I
know-
think this interior defensive line class is so deep. Like I think Walter Nolan
Nolan is so good. He's so
he's
good.
disgusting.
He is very
If-
good.
You know, though, this
I will
is an
say-
easy pick for me. This one. 100,000%. Give me Membu. Give me Membu here. They need offensive line help. They need
Yeah,
offensive linemen.
Membu's good.
I like
Membu.
Membu the most out of the offensive linemen remaining on the board. 100%.
Yeah,
I
they
like
need
him the
help there.
most. That's you, Ben.
Yeah. I know this is a
Rams.
weird spot.
The Rams at this
Because-
pick, I had Colston Loveland.
They have to take BPA.
Yeah.
They're such a BPA team.
Yeah, the issue is they just don't need pass rush at all. They really
Walter
don't.
Nolan to pair with Kobe Turner. Ugh. Walter Nolan, Kobe Turner, and Jared Verse is
Oh,
disgusting.
you guys are gonna hate this pick so much. You
They
guys
take
are
their
gonna hate
quarterback
this.
in the first
You,
round,
you think they're gonna take a quarterback first over? Oh, ooh, interesting.
or maybe
I
they wait
think-
another year and draft Carson back.
No, I think here the Rams look at this situation. If Stafford comes back, which I think he will, you've seen recently a decent amount of success of guys sitting for a year, training. Jackson Dart there's no chance he can start this year, but he has the arm talent. If you train with a guy like Matthew Stafford, who also had that arm talent, you
All
know,
right,
maybe that
we
works
got a
out.
few picks
I don't
left,
know.
and then we go on to our next segment. This is Gabe's pick with Baltimore.
Listen, guys, the Lamar Jackson experiment has not worked out. It's time to go Riley Leonard.
All right, you're joking.
All right, I think you got to give him some protection. Who's the best offensive lineman available? Is it Josh Connerly right now?
Probably.
Yeah.
I would give him Josh
I
Conley.
like Edge here though, personally.
Cam
Yeah,
Williams.
I mean, I think an offensive lineman makes sense. They're probably about to lose one of their starting tackles in free agency, so
Also, I believe they signed what was Henry to a 2-year deal. So this is like your final hurrah with Henry before having to resign him again.
I'm seeing who my next pick is.
Jake?
Yeah, that's
Detroit,
kinda
go to
crazy.
all real quick. I think Detroit guaranteed goes defense here. They have to. Their defense was hurt. Their offense was carrying them the whole time. They're not going to be losing many players on offense in free agency, and they do need an edge, but it depends on. They also need inside D linemen, and I think Walter Nolan is a great choice here.
Ugh,
But it's either
That'd be
him or
gross.
Nick Scorin.
I would
It's either him or
despise
Nick
that pick
Scorin.
as an Eagles fan, man. For Detroit to
And-
get
yeah,
him too.
Walter Nolan is going to be a Philadelphia Eagle. I'm just saying. But anyway,
Really, because it's either him or Nick Scorin. I think you might want to get more help. The way they do interior D line is they rotate a bunch of their guys out, and I think they just want to.
You heard the man.
Hutchinson.
Draft Walter Nolan. to
No,
Detroit.
I'm going Nick Scorin.
all right.
Okay.
I think that makes a little more sense because they already have Lee McNeil as that true.
But
Ooh.
that's
pass
really all they
rushing.
have, and the rest is kind of in and out guys.
Yeah.
Click on corner for me.
You got this guy. You got this guy. You got this guy. These are 3 first-round potential guys right there.
Ben, your boy doesn't go here. Give me Jade Barron. Played against way harder
Okay.
teams than Revel. Way harder teams than
I-
Revel.
I mean,
Against
Temple.
Quinion Mitchell played
Oh,
at
yeah.
Toledo, and he was the best defensive player, the best defensive rookie this year. So that doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care.
You're
about that.
right. You're right. But Revel isn't Quinion Mitchell level. There's a difference.
Well, obviously not.
Ooh,
But
Aaron over. Okay. I
This
like
is
it.
your pick,
All
Ben,
right.
for Buffalo.
I just want to say with the next pick, there's a very obvious selection because if I'm Buffalo here, like I feel like they have to go corner. I know it says D-line is their biggest need. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
I went D line here on my mock draft. I'd pick Tyleek Williams.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Tyleek Williams guy, to be honest. I think he's very overrated. Like Ohio State defensive linemen are pretty much always overrated.
You could also pick
but-
a safety here.
Yeah, I mean you
Just
could, but
defensive
there's not.
back in general.
I really like Nick. Nick is a really good player.
Yeah, Amana is the only guy that I think here could go first round in the safety.
Yeah, but I really like
You
this
mean with
man as
what's
well.
remaining? Because Malachi's definitely
Yeah.
going first round.
All right. This is an obvious dude.
So this is
It's-
my pick, I believe.
It's Walter Nolan. Like it's the perfect fit.
Jalen
It
Mora.
fits so perfectly. Huh?
Eagles missed Walter
You heard me?
Nolan by 1 pick.
And Jalen Mora.
All right,
You can
draft
put it on the
him.
board. That's the pick.
I'm not putting
Jalen
that on the
Mora.
board.
Draft him.
I'm not
Draft-
doing
I
that.
mean,
No,
listen,
I'm
man.
not. I'm not
Draft
doing
Walter Nolan.
Jake, you agree?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
Gabe could take his pick and Jake
two
can end us off.
Jalen's.
Yeah.
that. I'm
Let's
putting
see it, Ben.
Walter. I'm putting Walter.
All right.
There was literally no other pick there that makes any sense.
And
All right.
then Kansas City BPA.
Well, the Eagles are going to be
um,
picking at 32, so this mock draft is not like
Oh my.
the correct
See,
order.
I think this is the correct mock draft. And Shamar Stewart, they could always use edge. Help George.
You can always
Karlaftis.
use edge.
And I think Stewart's the best player on the board. So, and there you go.
That's it. It's the end of that. All right.
Oh!
You can
I didn't.
unshare your screen now.
Oh, we're gonna tweet it.
Don't-
Yep, I'm gonna tweet it right
Don't want to
now.
leak my Twitter.
All
No,
right.
just kidding. Everybody can know my Twitter.
Moving on to our last segment for the show. What do we think we're talking about, fellas?
I was hoping it'd be
Um,
our player of the week.
Yeah, that's true. The player of the week, probably.
Oh, you want your player of the week?
I'll take my player of the week.
Go for it.
Tapple.
Because I was gonna mix things up and do player of the week after the last segment, but go for it. You know, I want to go last for player of the week because that'll set us up into our final segment.
I think Gabe was excited. Let's have Gabe.
I'm a
Hey,
little
Gabe,
excited.
go for
First
it.
off, let me just make sure.
I'm getting a little bit comfortable if you don't mind.
Give me 1 second here because Temple went into double overtime. They beat Charlotte by 1 point in double overtime. Okay, that's
Yeah, sad I
interesting.
missed that
I
game.
need to know what happened there because I think there was like a technical foul or something.
Yeah, I did see something strange. I didn't really obviously have the volume on. Anyway, my player of the week. First, were you able to catch, maybe anything going on? I would say, what was it? A couple weekends ago?
Are you bringing up the UFC that we already spoke about last episode?
Uh, I don't believe we spoke about this one yet.
There was
I
one in
think we
between. I'm
did.
sure.
Is it a certain guy that is from a certain mountain range out in like East, what is it? Not East Europe, West Europe, wherever it is?
It's probably who we spoke about last episode.
I don't
think
remember
so.
speaking about this guy.
I don't remember hearing about this.
And I also, if it makes it any better, I also do have a prop right now that I'm gonna put on because it's Merab Dvalishvili. I have another, yeah, so I just got this one in. I had to rep him. Chris hates this guy. I don't
Where's your
really know why.
glasses?
The glasses are nowhere to be found. This is completely uncomfortable, by the way, so I'm taking it off right now. But Merab Dvalishvili made absolute light work of Umar Nurmagomedov, and
I'm pretty sure
I
we
mean, I
talked
haven't
about
seen
it last
anything more
episode, I
impressive in
thought.
my life, honestly. So for Ben and Jake, Umar, so the last name Nurmagomedov might, you know, you might have heard it before. It's probably because Khabib was like the prodigy that he went undefeated. He won the lightweight title. He retired undefeated after, unfortunately, his dad passed away, and then he kind of handed the whatever it is, handed the throne to Islam Makhachev, who trains under Khabib. And they have this whole kind of family. A lot of them are like cousins, so they share the same last name. And this guy Umar is, I think, 18-0 coming into this fight. Is for the bantamweight title. Sorry, and the odds are heavily in Umar's favor just because. I mean, one, he's an amazing striker, especially because their camp is mostly wrestlers and they mostly focus on wrestling. But it's partially because of the last name. Nobody really had faith in Merab, partially because he's not from Dagestan, I almost want to say. But he came out there, he won, in my opinion, he won 4 out of the 5 rounds. He just completely I guess, I don't even know how to say it, but out stamina'd Umar. And he looked amazing. And I can't wait for what's next for that division because
Do I
he
gotta
took
put it to
down
you
the
this
entire
way?
family with that one.
Do I gotta put it to you this way?
Put it to me this way. Go ahead.
Besides Yuri winning at that UFC event, bad UFC event.
Yeah,
All the guys I despise won. All the guys I despise won. Nobody likes Islam. He had to fight a dude last minute who isn't even on his level. Nobody likes Marab. He just hugs people's legs. I could care less about Almeida. I wanted Kevin Holland to win. Then we go over to the
everybody kind of wanted
prelims.
Kevin Holland to win.
I'm still completely shocked that Peyton Talbot lost, and then everybody else kind of just there. Like nobody really cares too much about Grant Dawson. So that's kind of my thought process.
I get it, but how can you?
You should have just brought up the new UFC event that comes on this Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I am a pretty big Izzy guy, or at least I
No, but
was.
my
when I first got into
boy,
the
my
sport.
boy is fighting though. 3 of my boys are fighting this week.
I'm trying to figure out who that is. MVP?
I like MVP, but he is not one of my boys. I'm rooting against
Who's your boy?
MVP. I'm rooting against MVP.
You're a Shara guy?
I'm a diehard Shara guy.
Can-
Bullet.
Okay, whoever has access to
Shara
pull up,
Bullet.
like, just do yourself a favor real quick. You don't have to pull it up on the like share the screen thing, but if you
Does it
can
look
somehow
like a
spell
homeless
this right,
man?
right? Sharaputin Magomedov.
I'm okay with that one.
Yeah,
Shara
he looks like a
Bullet.
pirate. He has one eye is
Hate all you want. He
just
could knock
not
out your
working.
favorite fighter.
He's a thrilling striker, but interesting guy to like that much.
I like
Whatever.
Pavlovich as well.
Yeah, I mean, Heavyweight's a disaster.
And I do like Izzy, so that's that. Jake, player of the week.
Player of the week
I gotta put it back
is a shared player of the week because they both achieved the same thing. The only two players on the same team to make the NBA All-Star game. Give me Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. What a great duo.
I'm shocked you like Jalen Brunson after all the hype he's been talking about. And Karl Anthony Towns after how much they've been talking about their
I
football
don't
team.
care. They're on my team. I don't care. They're winning. I don't care. Both made the All-Star game.
You like their football team too?
Hate their football team. They're going to lose, but still.
Oh, yeah.
Yo,
They've been
Sixers
balling.
Sixers won another one tonight. That's all I'm
And-
saying. It's 4 in a row.
Is
Is that all you got for your player of the week?
It is. It's like the first time two Knicks teammates made it to the All-Star game since like the 70s. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Ben?
Yeah, so sick.
I'm
Special
intrigued
shout
to hear
out-
this, Ben.
Special shout out to Tyrese Maxey. This man has been going sicko mode the last like half a month. He's had like I want to say 12 straight games scoring over 24 points, which is crazy.
Let me guess that your player of the week has to do with the Eagles.
It may or may not have to do with a certain football team that's going to the Super Bowl. But I'm gonna give a guy his roses that I think everybody everywhere has talked so much crap about. Me too. But Nick Sirianni, he's my player of the week. And you know what? I still don't think he's the best coach ever, but I don't think he's a trash head coach anymore. And that's not I did not think I'd be saying that because here's the thing. I don't think you can be a trash head coach, even with the roster talent the Eagles have, and make it to the Super Bowl. I just don't think that's physically possible. And, he does some things right. I think he's a great motivator. I think his players love playing for him. And yeah, I mean he fits Philadelphia pretty well. But yeah, shout out to him. Two Super Bowls, making it to two Super Bowls in 3 seasons is a big achievement that not many coaches can say they've done. So obviously if he doesn't win it, then there's another conversation to be had there. But I think it's crazy to me that the Eagles are not the favorites going into this game. That's a crime. That's actually
For
a crime.
me, I'm gonna say this. Shout out my boy Quinion. Shout out to Jean. Shout out all them dogs. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Nolan Smith for being the all-time sack leader of the postseason for the Eagles all time before in a singular season. But I can't not give my player of the week to Jake's favorite football player. I'm wearing a custom-made hoodie with him on it. Jake, your favorite player is Saquon Barkley. I can't not.
You can't, bro. Bro is like 30 yards away from having the best season of all time from running back.
Ben.
This guy is 240 yards away.
When are you gonna come pick
it
up?
When
are you gonna come pick it up? You won the fantasy league. You deserve it.
Bring it on Saturday. I'll
this
scoop
dude
it
is
up.
240 all-purpose yards away from 3,000.
Hey, if he gets
This
240
dude-
all-purpose yards in the Super Bowl, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Yo, shout out
Dude.
Frankie Louvu for looking like
this
Jeff Hardy.
guy, man, I don't know what to say. I said this when I was on Broad Street, that he was a quote-unquote God-sent gift to the city of Philadelphia. Jake, I know you sit in your room every time he plays crying about how you guys didn't pay him. I know you
No.
do.
No,
Yes,
we have a
you
great
do.
rookie. We have a
I
great
feel like
rookie.
you can't have that mindset though, because if we paid
Have
him, we
fun
would have
with
won one
Tyrone
more
Tracy.
game.
He ain't no Saquon.
No. The thing is, with Saquon is such a leader. I think the fact you lost him crushed your team even more. Because realistically, how big of a difference did you guys have from your playoff team to this team? You have a lot of the same players.
I mean,
So good,
our
man.
quarterback tore his ACL last year. Our offensive line got better when we let when
The
Saquon
D
left.
line got better.
You have the only piece you're missing, the only major piece, and obviously you're starting safety, but the only piece you're missing on offense is Saquon. I think there's a leadership aspect there that that your team is missing.
You think
outside of the
you think the
talent,
Giants
outside
could
of
win?
the talent,
Wait. You think the Giants could win with Drew Lock and Saquon Barkley?
well,
Come on.
I mean, I think they would have won more games. Yeah.
I mean, sure. Saquon has
it's hard to
like
call
3 more
somebody
games.
that much like. I mean, sure he can be a leader at whatever team he goes to, but like
Gabe,
KD was a leader until he went to Golden State.
don't forget before you say what you're about to say. Don't forget that this man is the MVP we're talking about.
Well, he's not going to win
He's not
MVP,
gonna win
but
that.
he should.
No,
It's
let me tell
crazy
you
that
something. Saquon Barkley, right? He's gonna be probably an all-time great running back, but he's gonna be forgotten in Giants history because he wasn't able to get us to the promised land, and that's all we care about over here. We don't care about NFC championships. I'll put it that way.
I just don't think there's any way that Saquon's gonna be able to recreate the season next
Really?
year.
When was the last
If
time
you
you
don't
guys
win the
made an
Super
NFC
Bowl, then
championship
there's
game?
no way that they're gonna.
The last time we made it, we won it, and then we won the Super Bowl.
Moving into
same with us.
the segment, you know, everybody was up in the air about these 2 games leading up to the Super Bowl. Everybody was up in the air. I know Commanders fans. I've met Bills fans. I know a lot of different things. I've been really talking football a lot recently for many different reasons, especially Saquon. That aside, though, before we recorded last, we gave our predictions for the games. We left it in the sheet. I know a certain somebody in here picked Commanders. I'm gonna hand that to you.
I'm real. Say what you want about me. I'm real.
That aside,
I will go to my grave saying that
Eagles-
anybody that legitimately picked the Commanders, which I'm not going to say you legitimately did, I think you picked that more because you didn't want the Eagles to win. Any
Eagles
person
put
that
up
picked
the
the Commanders,
most
like legit,
points.
is a psycho.
The Eagles put up the most points by a singular team in an NFC or AFC championship game ever with 55. Right out the gates of this game, literally Saquon just broke and was just gone. Like, there's a difference here, and don't get me wrong. You've heard me say this, Jake. You heard me say that. Everybody in here knows I'm a diehard Jaden Daniels fan. Everybody's also heard me say I don't trust a rookie on a big stage like this. I didn't. It didn't go in his favor before. Now, I want any of you guys to sit here and look me in the face and say that Jaden Daniels didn't carry that team when he put up those 20
No,
points.
and the thing is, Jaden Daniels wasn't the reason they lost. It was the turnovers that wasn't his
It was
fault.
not his fault at all.
A team that literally they were top 3 in the league in turnovers. They did not turn over the ball. They came into the playoffs, haven't turned over the ball the entire playoffs, and then they get a fumble by Duame Brown, and then a fumble.
I think emotions were high during this game. You saw what happened with Lattimore. Emotions were really high within this game.
I also think, I mean, you have to give credit to the Eagles defense because they've proven again and again that no matter what you do, they're going to force turnovers in this playoff run. What is it, like 10 forced turnovers during this playoff run alone? Something like that. Double digit. And if the Eagles don't turn the ball over, which they haven't been doing, you're going to win the game. It doesn't, almost nothing else matters. If you win the turnover battle by 2 or 3, you're going to win the football game.
Ben.
Right? So
shout out.
You got to give the Eagles defense a lot of credit for that.
Ben, shout out my boy for the. Everybody knows what that's about, right, Jake and Gabe? You just know what that's about, don't you?
Do it again.
Yeah.
I have
no
idea. I have no
Gabe?
idea.
Yeah,
That's Terry McLaurin's celebration after Quinyon lost him, and he did it. Shout out to Jaden Daniels though for the fire Selly after he scored the tutty.
I just gotta say, CJ Gardner-Johnson, bro, come on. Jaden Daniels is a rookie who had a historical run, and you're clowning.
Are you talking about? Take that back.
He's got to go to Cancun. He's saying facts, bro. He's going to Cancun. He can have fun.
Come on,
he can
listen,
have fun.
Man.
He's a rookie, bro. He's a
team
rookie, and you're like
people
bottom.
ask me specifically what's the difference between 2022 or 2023 and now. And one of my big things though was I actually did anybody see the Dan Orlovsky video from him reviewing the game? He pointed out one specific thing that I really saw within this video. The Commander started running the ball up the right side of the field, right? There was C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Cooper DeJean, and Zach Bowen, all on the right side of this play. And you know what they all did? All three of them dead in sync. The second that ball went that way, all three of their feet went right in that direction. The difference here is the chemistry level that Vic Fangio brings into a defense. It's not all about sacks. It's about getting the job done. And hey, guess what? I'd rather get 3 stops on short yardage and not let the team get to that 4th down and have to, or not let them get the 1st down instead of, getting a sack and then giving up 20 yards the next play. That's what I would prefer. That's what I want. I want them to get the job done, and that's what Vic Fangio does. That's the difference maker here. Besides the fact that without Saquon, this team is, this team's not. It's not the team.
I have a serious question. Does Zach Bond win Defensive Player of the Year?
I want to say so, but like his name isn't there.
No, this is the only.
He put up. All I'm gonna say is look at if you guys watching at home and
Kuechly.
Jake and Gabe, look up Luke Kuechly's stats the year he won Defensive Player of the Year, and look up Zach Bond's stats. Zach Bond's stats are better than Luke Kuechly's, and also this was like a down year for a pass rush. Like there was not like a pass rusher that had an insane 20 sack year.
Besides, there was no one with 20, but like Hendrickson did his thing.
Yeah, Henderson did his thing, but his defensive coordinator also got fired. So like, I don't know. I think Hendrickson probably ends up with it. But Zach Bond does have a fighting chance.
Before we move into the big game, though, what thoughts do we have on the Bills-Chiefs game? There's a lot of, it was cheating. There was the worthy ball where it hit the ground. There was the obvious first down with Josh Allen. Like
that was confusing to me. It did hit the ground. I'm surprised they didn't, because the thing that Sean McDermott, which it might have been McDermott's fault, honestly, because McDermott reviewed it to be an interception, not an incomplete pass, which I think screwed up the call.
Here, this goes back to my preseason prediction. I said, now, I jumped the gun a little bit. I said the Bills weren't going to make the playoffs. Completely wrong. Did not realize Josh Allen was as good as he is, which I should have known, but I just think they gotta switch it up at head coach. They're not going to fire Sean McDermott after making the AFC Championship, but I think next season, if they don't make it back to that game or further, like I think they got to switch it up. Sometimes you just
like everybody in here agrees though that we feel bad for Josh Allen.
Oh, 100%. But
yeah, but it's his
Gabe, we all want to see him. We all want to see him.
There's lots of AFC quarterbacks that we felt bad for when the Patriots
I'm saying,
were
look,
dominating.
everybody saw the video of him taking that deep breath where he was kind of just like.
It's kind of like this is what's going to happen for the next so many years. It's literally just going to be Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. It's going to be like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
Burrow.
Those two, no matter what. Burrow's going to sneak in there every now and then, but it's just, at the end of the day, your quarterback is at least most of the time your quarterback, whoever the better quarterback is going to win, and that's what happened. And
yeah, unless you have like the best GM of all time who makes an insane roster.
I seen a Bills fan when I was at my job and stuff, and it was Monday. He walks in, he wanted to get some stuff from us. So I'm like, cool, helped him out. And I said, I feel bad for you, brother. And I said to him, I looked him in the eyes and said, but guess what, though? I said, we got you. I said, Philly's got you.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
Dude. Okay, we're going to get to Super Bowl predictions. I'll say that.
Wait, hold on. Jake, you can make that face. Gabe, you can make that face. Let me drop some heaters on you real quick. First things first. This quote is not mine, but I've seen it on Twitter. It took the Avengers twice to beat Thanos. Truthfully. That aside.
That's crazy.
The Eagles lost to Brady in 2005. Played him a second time, beat him in 2018.
So now you're the Avengers.
Yes.
Okay.
We're doing it for America.
We have a bunch of superheroes on our team.
I saw
Brady in 2005, beat him in 2018. Same thing could easily happen here.
I saw a funny thing on Instagram, Chris, and Gabe, you're gonna chuckle at this. It's like the entire the entire map is rooting for the Eagles, and then there's
The small little spot with Kansas City.
small for the Chiefs, but then there's the New York spot, which is excited for Kendrick Lamar,
Oh, nice.
which is just like
listen.
it's so it's
aside,
I
though,
can't wait for Kendrick Lamar.
A lot of people
I saw
ask me
I saw
too,
that map, and then I saw one more map that was the entire United States except for Philadelphia painted red. So
A lot
I
of
think I've
people
also
ask me
saw
too,
that.
though.
That
I
was
know I brought this up a little bit earlier about like the big difference, though. Now, I've heard people say to me, "Oh, shouldn't you be scared of Kansas City's offense?" Not at
No,
all.
it's the defense.
I'm not worried about their defense either.
What?
Listen, their offense, though. Let me just break down the offense for you. Xavier Worthy's not doing anything on Quinyon Mitchell. If
He's
Quinyon
fast.
Mitchell was going out here and locking down guys like top tier guys like Olave and all the other guys that he faced up against, Xavier Worthy's nothing. Nothing new. He's just Quez Watkins in my eyes. With better hands. That aside, Travis Kelce is getting older and he's getting more and more washed. He is not doing anything if Zach Bond is sticking on him like glue. I'm 100% positive on that. Zach Bond will tackle him 9 times out of 10. And guess you know who else is going to be watching him too? CJ Gardner-Johnson. CJ Gardner-Johnson is feeding for this game after the loss that he had back in 2023. That aside as well, right? Now you look at me, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes drops out of the pocket a lot of times. That offensive line is not the greatest thing. It's good. It's not the greatest. Yeah, you could say, but Trey Smith, Tooney, Creed Humphrey. Okay. Have they seen Jalen Carter? Have they seen Jordan Davis? Nolan Smith? Josh Sweat? Even the other guys that get subbed in like Milton Williams. Ojomo had a huge play. Jalen Sutton had a huge play in the playoffs. They're not ready for the depth that the Eagles have. And you could say defense all you want, Jake. They lost L'Jarius Sneed. I don't think anybody in the league could stop Saquon. And when you got 2 other running backs like Kenny Gainwell, who was balling last game, and you saw what Will Shipley did, I mean, hey, the Eagles are just the best team in the league. They're really complete, and I'm not scared of this team at all. At all. I said on WHIP radio today, on a show with Anthony Santacandro, I said to him, yo, on a scale of 1 to 100, what is your rating on this game? He said he's at like an 80. I said I'm at 100.
At least you're confident.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm scared to see what Chris is going to be like
Jake,
the day after the game.
Dodgers versus the Yankees to me.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I am doing that.
No, don't do that.
I am doing that. No, I am doing that.
Don't do that. It's not the 2 greatest franchises
because
of all time.
They have Freddie Freeman and we have Saquon Barkley. Like, Saquon is literally Freddie Freeman in the playoffs. He will destroy your franchise piece by piece, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay.
The Eagles are going to dethrone Mahomes, and the Eagles will go down as one of the only teams, probably, maybe even the only team, to beat Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes.
So I agree with your overall final point. The Eagles are definitely winning this game. I just don't see how. The only thing, and here's something that Chris failed to mention. Yes, I'm not scared of the Chiefs, especially their offense. I'm not scared of their offense.
Let me guess. You're scared of the refs. I'm not.
I'm not scared of the refs. I'm scared of the voodoo. They have some dark, evil voodoo magic, kind of like the Pittsburgh Steelers, except the Pittsburgh Steelers only last the 3/4 of the regular season, and then it disappears for some reason. The Chiefs have this weird voodoo magic. I don't know what it is, but if you're the Eagles, you have to go up by 14 or 17 points quickly, because if you keep the Chiefs, if you keep the and I do think they will, but if the Chiefs are in this game, if they're down 6 points at halftime, I'm gonna be stressing. That's gonna make me feel like we're down 20 points. Like that's what the equivalent is. If the Chiefs are down 6, it feels like your team's down 20. But here's the thing.
I know you want to get into an early lead, Ben, but at the same time, the Eagles are not a good first half scoring team.
Well, they have been in the playoffs.
I guess
in the
playoffs,
it flipped in the playoffs, but traditionally the Eagles this year are a better second half team. And of course you want to get into a good lead in the beginning, but it's just most likely the Eagles are going to have something else. I see the Eagles winning this game in comeback fashion. That's how I would see them winning this game.
There's something else that's feeding my energy right now. I bet none of you know about this. I promise not a single one of you know about this. At my high school, down the block from my high school, I'm not kidding, in the middle of South Philly, there's a Chiefs bar. There's a bar filled with Chiefs fans. I swear to God.
Crazy.
I swear to God. They came out in
What are they
2023. After I found out today the reason why they are around, I'm feeding so I could go over there and just like harass them in my Eagles gear.
That'd be funny.
Do you want to know why they're a bar in the middle of South Philly? Apparently, the owner's father, actually, bet on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl in 1970, got a little bit of money out of it, and bought his son a bike. And that's when the son started liking the Chiefs.
That's
You are
funny.
a loser, bro. You're a loser.
That is the most like Philly story I think I've
That
ever
is the
heard.
most
in my
stupid story I've ever heard. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. You like a football team because of a bike? A bike? Really? Dave's trying so hard not to laugh right now. Like, that is a stupid story. Listen,
Yeah.
I am sick and tired of Mahomes. Everybody knows this. I'm the biggest Patrick Mahomes hater on the planet. I will always respect his greatness because he is that good. But, Ben, I'm going to get you a little heated here, so just calm down. We're still talking about football, not another sport. When you are the LeBron James of football and constantly flop, there's a problem. There's a problem. You're trying to change the sport.
Okay. I'm gonna do a score prediction. I'm going 38 to 27. 38-27 Birds. I think they win it comfortably. I mean, you can never really win the Super Bowl
I
comfortably,
want your
but
score prediction, Gabe. You're too quiet over there.
Listen, there's a lot to say. There's a lot to unpack.
Gabe doesn't
I'm not gonna
want to
lie.
admit
I'll
the
throw this
truth.
out there.
He
My
doesn't want to
commander
admit the
score
truth.
prediction
What's the phrase?
was
The phrase is
31-14.
what's the phrase is big time players make big time plays in big time moments or something like that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the truth will set you free. No.
Let me hear it.
That too, honestly. There's let me get some background music real quick. Okay.
I don't know
No,
if
it
I'm
might
gonna
get
put background
copyrighted. It
music
might get
on,
copyrighted.
but if I
No.
There's one all-time great player in this matchup. I mean, Saquon Barkley could make it 2 down the line. Who knows? It's Patrick Mahomes. He's on path to be possibly the best NFL player of all time. And when we look back at this 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the line, this is going to be a Super Bowl.
Just say it. Pick the Chiefs. Do it.
Let me pause
Do
this.
it.
Let me lock in. 20 years down the line from now, we're going to look at this. We're going to be like, wow, the Eagles put up a good fight. They had a great offense.
Do it.
But Patrick Mahomes is just too good. He's the Tom Brady
Pick the Chiefs.
of the modern era.
Do it.
And that's why not
Do
only
it.
are they going to repeat and beat the Eagles or three-peat, but they also repeat against the Eagles, I guess, in the Super Bowl. But they're going to do it, I believe, by the same exact
Jake,
score, 38 to
give me your score
35.
prediction. I want to legit.
38 to 35. Chris is paused because he's just
so they're
so
scoring up
shocked.
the same amount of points that they did last Super Bowl with. Last time they beat
Chris
us,
is crashing out. Chris is crashing
Jake,
out, guys.
Chris is
Jake,
quite
go.
literally crashing
Go,
out.
Jake.
38-35.
I'm not
Chiefs.
giving
Patrick
a
Mahomes.
record prediction. The
Super
the only reason I'm not giving a score prediction
You
is
have to.
because no, because last time I did this and I said that the Eagles would lose, they won when I was
No,
when was it,
Jake,
2017?
we're not
That
going
was
without
the
it.
eighth
We're not
grade.
going without it, Jake. Drop a score
No,
prediction.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. The Chiefs are winning. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not doing a score prediction.
Just drop
The
a
Chiefs
score
are winning.
prediction.
I respect it. No, stick
Jake.
with it. Stick with it.
No,
No.
Jake, we need for the pod, we need a
Can't do it.
score prediction, please.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Do you?
Yes, you
You
can.
know what?
Just
You know
drop
what?
one score prediction.
Why don't you just drop like a Super Bowl MVP prediction? We don't need scores. We need
No,
scores.
I need a score
Chiefs
prediction.
win. That's all. That's the only score that matters. Is there's no
I
score.
need a
Chiefs
score
win.
prediction. Let me hear it, Jake.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm
Just
just telling you.
Are you
As soon
going
as I
with the
say
score
it,
prediction that Gabe
You
had?
can't put that out there.
38-35.
He's trying to force you into like using the jinx again, and it's just not going to
No,
work.
I'm not. No, I'm not. Jake, are you going with the score prediction that Gabe has?
sure.
38-35?
I will not. I will be going with Gabe's score prediction, not with my
Yeah,
own.
I will be representing all of everything outside of Philadelphia. Yeah.
Giants country, let's ride.
Ben, are you ready for my score prediction?
gonna say like 50 to like 10.
He's gonna say he's gonna say 45 to 10.
I
I
heard
said
31-14. Was that
31
for the
to
Super Bowl?
14. Eagles over Commanders
Over Commanders?
when they played. Yeah, I said 31 to 14. So if I said 31 to 14, they put up 55.
God. They're not putting up 55 against the Chiefs. It's not gonna happen. The Commanders' defense is not good.
You think you're playing Jaden Daniels again? The guy that couldn't
You see
succeed at
this?
Arizona State?
Do you see this right here? I'm gonna have another one. And I'm also gonna have a Jalen Carter Super Bowl jersey. You're gonna see 45-21. Give me the Birds. I ain't scared of the Chiefs. The Chiefs are frauds and they barely beat the Panthers this year. I
Man,
don't
that'd
want to
be
hear
Whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Mahomes
whoa! You
sucks.
okay? Let's play that game, Chris.
He sucks.
They barely beat the Panthers. You barely beat the Panthers.
There's a
They barely
difference.
beat
Jalen
half the
Hurts
team.
wasn't protecting
You
the ball
almost
like
lost
how
to
he
the
is now.
Saints. You almost lost to the Saints.
Difference.
Well, the Saints
You
were
so-
good and
didn't you
healthy.
lose by, like,
Jalen Hurts is
15
ranked
to the
number
Buccaneers?
5th in quarterbacks this year. 5.
Didn't you lose by like double digits to the Buccaneers or something like that?
Ranked
Like the
5
team that
this year
lost
in
to the Commanders?
quarterbacks. Ranked 5 in quarterbacks this year. You know what Mahomes doesn't do that Jalen Hurts does? He can't protect the ball like Jalen Hurts. He can't. And guess what?
Well-
You know what else is a lock for the Super Bowl? Nolan Smith sack leading to a fumble on Patrick Mahomes. Let the dogs eat. Let them eat. You're crazy if you think Jalen Carter isn't hoisting that Lombardi on February 9th. You're crazy.
Here is
Nick Wright is crazy. Colin Cowherd's crazy. You're all crazy. It's going to happen. Colin
Did you guys hear what
said
Colin
that
Cowherd
Mahomes-
said, by the way?
Colin Cowherd said that the
I did
Eagles
not.
wouldn't even touch the red zone. You're crazy. You're
That's actually
nuts. You should
Okay,
be
well,
fired
I
mean, Chris,
immediately.
Chris, I will
He's
say
not
in
the
his
same.
defense.
Wait, is Colin Cowherd the
In
same
his
guy that said
defense,
Ben Simmons
we
is
might
gonna
not
replace
touch the red
LeBron?
zone because Saquon Barkley will just get 40-yard touchdowns every time. So in that case, we wouldn't.
That's
touch
not
the
why
red
he
zone.
said it at all.
Yeah, I know.
You are a bunch of
I'm just gonna
bums
read
and
to you
frauds.
guys.
Watch this happen.
I'm gonna read to you guys my tweet that I made today,
Dave,
and this
I
is
feel
my
bad
final
for
state.
you because I have a bad feeling you're going to bet on the Chiefs and you're going to lose your
Nah,
money.
no money. No
Same
money.
with you,
No money.
Jake.
No money.
Same with
No
you,
money.
Jake.
Oh,
No
Bet
money,
it.
Jake.
Do
No
it.
money.
I can't.
Do
I
it.
can't. No.
Here's
You want us. You want us to jinx them
Yeah,
so
he
bad.
wants us
You
to.
want us.
No, it's not even a jinx. It's because I know you already lost. I can foresee the future, and you already lost. We're going to come back to this podcast after February 9th, and I'm going to have Super Bowl gear on, and you're going to feel salty about it. You're
Yeah,
going
you're
to
gonna
feel
have
so
Super
salty
Bowl.
about it.
What is 52 gear on? Yeah, sure. Because that's the
You're
only
gonna
Super
feel
Bowl your team's
so
ever won.
salty
And probably will
about
ever
it.
win, to be honest, too.
all right.
Patrick Mahomes is in for the game of his life. He's never gonna feel this ever. He's never felt like this in his career. Promise you. Do you recall a time where Brandon Cooks caught the ball and turned around and literally got destroyed by Malcolm Jenkins? Cooper DeJean's doing that to somebody on February 9th. I promise you that's going to happen.
Chris's
You are
prediction is
forgetting that
the
this
same
team
exact thing
has
that
two
happened in
guys
the last
Defensive
Eagles Super
Rookie
Bowl
of
win
the
is going to
Year.
happen.
They got another guy for Defensive Player of the Year. They got the MVP. They got a quarterback who does turn over the ball. They got a top 5, maybe even top 3 D tackle in the league. What are we talking about here? We have a top
Chris.
3 receiver duo in the league. Like, the Eagles are the best team, and it's not close. It's not close.
Here's my last statement about this game. If Patrick Mahomes wins this game, I will, 1, call him the GOAT, and 2,
You're crazy.
this will be way more talented than any team Tom Brady beat in the Super Bowl. 100%. 100%. It's not even close.
Call me
But it won't
crazy.
happen. It won't happen.
Yeah, this team is probably
It
more
won't happen.
talented. But
Dave,
you can't. I feel like you can't overlook. And yeah,
Dave,
this Eagles
I
team
got
is
a
probably
deal
more
for you and
talented. Yeah,
Jake. I got a deal for you and Jake.
sure.
What is it?
You two
What
can
is
come up with something, but if the Eagles win, you got to come out on Broad Street.
I won't be here. I'll be.
You got to come out on Broad Street. You got to go celebrate it.
I won't be here. I won't.
Yeah,
I
you
won't be
will.
here. I'm gonna watch
Where
the
are you
Super
gonna
Bowl.
be?
I'm watching Super Bowl at home.
Yeah, you go.
How about-
You come to my house.
How
You come to
about
my house and you come to Broad with me.
I would hate to watch the Super Bowl with you.
Chris,
I'm
You
not
come
gonna lie.
Chris.
and brawl with me,
It's
Pop.
so awful.
You'll see how it is.
Chris, how about the Eagles win? You figure out something for you know what? I'll represent both of us. I'll go to Broad Street. Eagles lose. You and Ben also still go to Broad Street and start climbing poles.
And start
I'm
what?
not agreeing. This is not
Start
my
climbing
thing. This
poles.
is this is Chris's thing. I never once. I'm not
Yeah?
part of this.
All right.
Yeah, that might not be a good idea though. After we lost another
Yeah,
Temple
sure,
student.
yeah. That's
Doing it.
That's not a safe idea, honestly.
That's not too
Um,
good of an idea. I know
all right.
somebody who did climb a pole though.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah. We do.
He's in the room next to me.
Danny Podolsky?
Who
He
said
did
that?
it? Is there a video?
Maybe. No comment.
Is there a video?
Allegedly.
There could allegedly be a video.
Can you
Yes.
tell him to come in the room real quick?
No. He cannot enter the room.
Please.
No, he's
I want a
he
score prediction from him real quick.
he's a little preoccupied.
Can I get a score prediction from one of your other friends? What about from your girlfriend? Score prediction.
Jesse, what's your score
Jesse's score
prediction?
prediction. Yeah, I want this.
Can you hear her?
Yeah,
I
I can
can
hear.
hear.
You hear me? Okay. I'm definitely going birds because
Alright.
like I have to. I think it's gonna be low scoring. I think it's gonna be like a. See, I can't do math that quick between the 3s and the 7s and whatnot. So, what's a good like 24-17? Sorry, Ben just mouthed that to me because I can't do math. Like
No, that's not a
24-17.
bad score at
I don't
all.
care.
That's
The
not
Eagles
a
are
bad
winning.
score.
Go birds. Knock
You
on
heard
wood
it
though.
here. Gabe and Jake, you're cooked.
You
You're
did
both
hear
cooked.
here.
I like that score
You know what,
prediction though,
Chris?
Jake, of 38-35.
Chris, the Eagles lose. Maybe I'll take the trip to Broad Street with you, just for fun.
If they win, you mean?
No, if they lose.
Okay.
Okay. That's a good way to end this show right there.
What final thoughts do we have on this? Jake, I'm gonna need you to put up that sheet anyways for the Super Bowl prediction.
Do we really have to? I think we know who's gonna who's
No,
gonna pick.
I want that sheet. I want that.
You know
sheet.
what, Jake? Put up
Just
that
a-
sheet, but make it everything except for the game. So heads or tails, coin toss. We got the national
Oh.
anthem, Gatorade color.
I like that.
Oh,
Read.
I saw this new prop on FanDuel. It's the first person the Super Bowl MVP thanks in their speech.
Ooh,
Yeah.
because usually it's the owner.
I'm gonna
but-
go. I'm gonna
Give me-
go. I'm gonna go.
Fred,
God.
Make the sheet,
I'm
Jake.
going God.
Yeah.
Make the sheet,
God
Jake,
is
and I
minus
can't wait.
113,
I
think.
cannot. Me and Ben cannot wait to see a 50-50 on that sheet. We can't wait. Ben knows. Right,
Oh,
Ben, you
also,
know.
I win? Haven't I like claimed the playoff predictions?
Congratulations, Ben! You won the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he
Hey.
didn't. There's still a Super Bowl.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. Let me look at the sheet real quick.
I'm pretty sure I
pretty
only got
sure-
like 2 wrong.
Okay, technically, okay. If you guys are both obviously going the Eagles, then Ben wins. So wins no matter what.
Ben, pick the
Shut
sheet.
that-
Dang it.
No.
Dang it.
Spice it up.
Oh man.
Yo, I'll give my prediction score if Ben chooses the Chiefs in the prediction sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. Nope.
Do it with your fingers crossed. Do it with your fingers crossed.
Nope.
Oh man.
I can't. If I'm using
Final
my logic,
thoughts,
which
though,
I've used this
because
entire
we might not
playoffs,
record. Final thoughts, because we might not record because we got the mock draft out the way too, and the sports world's not crazy right now, so we might not record till after the Super Bowl. Especially because my cousin is coming from Australia. I've hung out with him a few times. From here, he's hung out here a few times and stuff. And if the Eagles win, it'll be his first ever time on Broad. So like,
That's crazy.
that's pretty
you
fun.
gotta have a good time with the cuz. Final thoughts.
I think by the time this has nothing to do with the Eagles, by the time we're back on this show, the Sixers will be the 9 seed in the Eastern Conference. That has
Jake,
nothing to do with
final
anything,
thought
but-
from you, Jake.
Go Chiefs.
Gabe, final thought from you.
If we're not hopping on until after the Super Bowl, Sean Strickland will be the new, once again, middleweight champion of the world.
I can clap to that. I can clap to
Yeah.
that. 100%. I can clap to that. Oh, final thoughts as the host. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go
I
Birds.
hate that phrase. That is my least favorite thing in the world.
Go. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm going to end on a different final note, actually. Rain, sleet, or snow. Eagles train to go.
That was worse. That was worse than
Ended
Go
on
Birds.
that.
I didn't think they could get worse, Jake.
It actually got worse.
I didn't think it could get worse than that.
The fans will see you after the Super Bowl, my boys. That'll be it. We will see you on the next one. Stay hype, stay hungry, keep the frenzy alive, and go Birds.
No balloons.